Okay.
Yes.
The Your Auto Advocate musical coming to a theater near you soon.
Yes.
We're going to be talking today, guys, about deductibles, correct?
That's what I've heard.
And
we're not talking about your health insurance deductibles or your automobile insurance deductibles. We're talking about a different deductible.
Yes, we're going to dive into deductibles specifically with service contracts, extended warranties. But before we do,
Yes.
just want to plug briefly for back at yourautoadvocate.com. We put together a little
Wizard.
not a lizard.
A
wizard.
Yeah. Is it a get-go?
This was going to be a 20-second. This was going to be a 20-second thing.
Wizard?
It was going to be a 20-second thing, Pops. No, a 20-second. A little wizard.
A little wizard.
At this point, hopefully. All right. Check it out, yourautoadvocate.com. Kimberly, let's talk about deductibles. Yes, a little one.
The riddle wizard?
So do I want little deductibles or do I want big deductibles? What do I want?
Okay, let's talk about deductibles.
Yes.
All right, because I want to talk about this because I had so many questions this week, you guys, from my phone consults for vehicle service contracts and finance questions, which is always a blast, I have to tell you.
And if you have questions about service contracts and you're interested in getting an extended warranty, yourautoadvocate.com. You can meet with Kimberly, you can meet with me. 15 minutes. We'll help walk you through the process. Just a little plug for that as well. So you had all these calls and this kept coming up.
I did. I had some really great calls this week. Deductibles came up. So whenever you purchase a vehicle service contract, whether it's ours or from anyone else, I don't think people understand that they have the power to get, a higher deductible. So for example, the purchase price of a vehicle service contract is going to be less if you get a higher deductible. I know it sounds easy, but people didn't even realize that you have the choice of deductible on vehicle service contracts. So if you're at the dealership, they probably are only going to offer you one deductible, which is generally the middle of the road $100 deductible. But guess what, folks? There's also a $0 deductible, a $50 deductible, $100 and $250. You're going to pay a little bit more.
I've even seen some, Kimberly, that are like $500 deductible ones. Like I've talked to folks and they're like, can you get me a quote for that? We can't, but like I've seen that, I think.
Yeah, you're right. We can't do that, but we've got the middle of the road 100 or a 250 deductible. But that is a personal choice that you have. And I just want everybody to know that when you're in the dealership, you've got that option if you want. Now, somebody showed me a pamphlet of a vehicle service contract. They took a picture of it and sent it to me from a dealership. And I noticed down in the corner in teeny, teeny, tiny letters, it said disappearing deductible. So dealerships sometimes will offer a disappearing deductible. And what that means for you is that as long as you come back to that dealership to have any repair work done, there's no deductible, which is a really, really nice retention tool for the dealership itself.
Now, let me ask you a silly question. When we talk about deductibles, for instance, we use the standard middle-of-the-road deductible of $100. So does that mean for a covered repair that the customer is responsible for the first $100 that's covered, and then the insurance company will take care of the balance?
Great question. So if you find yourself standing in the service department with a $1,200 bill, you pay $100. That's your deductible. Now, if you bring your car in and you've got a sound in the engine, you don't know what it is, I know Yanni can help us out with this too. And it turns out to be 3 different things. There's still only one deductible. You don't
if they do all 3 things at the same time.
That's right. It's per
Yes.
RO or per repair order.
Gotcha.
Now, if you drive away and you come back with a completely different issue, then you'll have another deductible.
Gotcha. So the higher the deductible, if somebody is comfortable covering, say, the first $250 of a covered repair, and they went with a $250 deductible, that means that the initial cost for the vehicle service contract would be less?
Yeah.
That's correct. And it's typically in the range of, Ray, $125 to sometimes $200 or $300 difference between the price of the vehicle service contract and the deductible. So you as a consumer need to ask yourself, or imagine yourself, again, standing in the service department with this problem. Do you want to shell out $250, or would you be more comfortable shelling out $100?
Yeah, or $0. And if it's $0, great. But then that's going to make the actual product more expensive.
Yes.
Exactly.
And it all does tie back into the wizard that we built, which when you said disappearing deductible, that made me think of our wizard back on the website. But seriously, like the idea of...
Is he a disappearing wizard?
No, but like the idea is like you need to understand what is the manufacturer warranty on a vehicle that I have. Is it still covered by manufacturer warranty? Like that'll all influence if you should even be thinking about, a service contract, how long you anticipate holding on to the vehicle, how frequently you drive, how many miles you drive per year. And also, do you have budget for those types of repairs if, God forbid, something were to happen? And I know you guys haven't seen the wizard yet, but that's in the wizard. The wizard asks you that, so I'm just saying.
I'm very excited about this wizard, Zach. I have to tell you.
Are we going to meet the wizard at the next weekly YAA staff meeting?
Yes.
Is the wizard going to make an appearance?
Yeah, if you show up to the meeting, Pops. Oh!
I believe
he was at
I
our
was at
last
yesterday's.
meeting.
Yeah, man. So can I get back to the disappearing deductible?
Yeah.
So there are dealerships that would sell the vehicle service contract, and they would say to the client, if you bring the vehicle back to us, if there's an issue, there will be no deductible. We'll eat that for you. Is that correct?
That is correct. And that is a retention tool, meaning that is to keep the customers coming back to their dealership for repairs.
One of the things that I used to recommend to our mini customers was that if they always got the car serviced in our service department, that when it came time to trading in the vehicle, because we intimately knew the service history because it was always handled at our store, that we would make the car worth an extra $500 in wholesale value because we knew that service history. So if as an F&I person, if you sold them a disappearing deductible extended service contract along with the premise that we'll pay you $500 more for your trade when it's time to trade because it was serviced here,
right?
You're creating extra value for customers.
If you guys opened up a car dealership, and Dad, you were the sales manager, and Kimberly, you were the F&I manager, I might buy a car from you guys. I'm just saying.
I guarantee you'd buy a car from us, and I guarantee you'd probably sign up for the vehicle service contract.
And I'd also sign up for a bundle back at your auto.
Oh, you would. Yeah.
No, that's pretty cool. That's really neat.
Yeah, there's all types of tools that you can use to make it worthwhile for somebody to utilize your service department that will add value. Now, if you're somebody, obviously, that's say, living in Silver Spring, Maryland today, but planning to move to Birmingham, Alabama, then, okay, at that point, it doesn't have any value. But if you're somebody that's planning on just living in that area, you can pick up extra value for your trade-in when you go to trade it in. And it truly is worth more to a dealer when they know the service history, when they can pull the service files.
Absolutely. Absolutely it is. So make sure that you ask these questions whenever you are inquiring about vehicle service contracts.
Yes, exactly.
Absolutely.
I had the big smile on my face because I love how we start videos. And this is why I think why people like your Auto Advocate. Like you got to watch a lot of videos, but you pick up a lot of different little nuggets.
Yeah, there's nuggets.
I know. You're talking about service stuff, but it all ties.
Nuggets,
all ties together.
Okay.
It does.
Nugget boy.
All right, we should sign off, Kimberly. Thanks for your time as always.
Thanks, Kim.
Thank you, guys. I'll see you next time.
Kimberly in the house.
Nugget.